だが襲われなくなったわけだ。強い相手に自分から喧嘩を売りに行くようなバカじゃない。アイゼンがシュタルクを殴ったのはあいつが弱かったからでも失望したからでもない。
俺の弟子はとんでもない戦士になる。
In every anime, there's always that one warrior who doesn't need speed or fancy moves, just pure crushing strength. The kind of fighter who swings their weapon once and the ground itself trembles. No words, no mercy, just raw power and destruction. These are the moments when axe users show why one strike is all it takes, starting with Escanor from the 7 Deadly Sins. As Galen was toying with Escanor and crushing their hope with every blow, it seemed like no one could stop his rampage. But then, as the sun began to rise, he walked in with calm, confident, and radiating pure dominance. In that moment, Escanor didn't just challenge Galenland, he mocked him. And when Galen finally attacked, Escanor didn't even flinch. He ended the fight with a single swing, showing the true meaning of overwhelming pride.
ライオン神エスカノール様それが傲慢の罪。大行為の魔人がこれで
等級4万。
これがあなたの本気ですか？ゲームオーバーです。
Next on our list is Baragan Louisenbairn from Bleach. After Baragan floods the battlefield with Respera, Hachi steps in without a hint of fear. Baragan mocks him, certain his decay is absolute, but Hachi quickly flips the script. Using Baragan's own power against him, he turns the so-called King's confidence into sheer panic. I'm not even sure if Hachi came to fight or to deliver the most ironic revenge in Bleach. Either way, it was one brutal takedown.
Speedo. 死があり死にげろ。孤高の縄文四十裁判貴様ら
弱砲来光弁。
Up next, we have Jinin Akebino from Naruto. As Jinin Akebino tore through the battlefield with his massive hammer and axe, he never expected his rampage to end so abruptly. Lee blitzes in with pure speed while Sai drops in from above with ink beasts ready to strike. It wasn't just an interruption, it was a statement. Together, they didn't just stop Jinin, they shut him down. Kakashi 隊長！心をせよ。覚悟は決めた。カブトラリをガードする方法なんてねえのさ。ガードが甘いよ。忍術虎視眈々。戻れ。 Following that, we're moving on to Zerofuku from Record of Ragnarok. As Zerofuku drowned the arena in pure misery, he had no idea his nightmare was about to get crushed. Buddha steps in with that calm grin, not to fight, but to expose how outmatched Zerofuku really is. This wasn't mercy, it was domination. Buddha didn't just stop Zerofuku, he shattered him. なんか大きくなってないか。どうなってんだよ！ 今までで一番不幸だ。修羅道11面観音
やろうか。
Coming in next, standing tall as Brogy from One Piece, as the Gorosei descended with their monstrous power. They had no idea their rampage was about to be split in half. Brogy storms in with that wild giant grin, not just to fight, but to show the highest authority in the world how tiny they really are. This wasn't bravery, it was annihilation. Brogy didn't just clash with the Gorosei, he cleaved straight through their pride.
見たか。
Joining our lineup is Aza Chobei from Hell's Paradise. As the island's twisted monsters swarmed the jungle, they had no idea their hunt was about to turn into a massacre. Aza Chobei charges in with that feral grin, not to survive, but to prove these creatures were nothing compared to him. This wasn't defense, it was slaughter. Chobei didn't just fight the island's monsters, he tore through them like they were made of paper.
なら殺せるな。
すぐさま逃げるもまた天才だ。ただ変わらないもの。
化け物め。おかげで獲物拾う時間ができた。殺
しは罪です。
兄さん、これは。
うるせえんだよ。悪だ、罪だ。これ以上口出しさ。
Now stepping into the spotlight is Iron from Solo Leveling. As Barca roared across the battlefield swinging that massive axe, he had no idea his rampage was about to end in pieces. Iron steps in with that silent, unbreakable presence, not to defend, but to show Barca just how hopeless this fight really was. This wasn't a clash, it was domination. Iron didn't just stop Barca, he crushed him into the ground.
アイアン、お前は裂いてやる。アイアン。
Next in the sequence is Stark from Frieren, Beyond Journey's End, as Leanie copied every one of Stark's moves with cold precision. She had no idea her game was about to get shattered. Stark steps in with that shaky confidence hiding monster strength, not to match her, but to prove she could never replicate what he truly is. This wasn't training, it was destruction. Stark didn't just beat Leanie, he leveled her.
そいつは師匠の技だ。
人が動いている時の記憶して、こんな風に。
なんだよ。俺は倒れているのか。
引導を渡してあげよう。
Moving forward, we feature Kikoru Shinomiya from Kaiju number 8 as Kaiju number 15 drowned the field in twisted illusions. It had no idea who it was messing with. Kikoru storms in, rage and grief burning through every step, not to escape the nightmare, but to tear it apart. This wasn't courage, it was fury.
こっちにも来てる。
見つけた。 じゃあかわすよね。この
15号討伐します。
討伐します。
手をされるな。
助け。助け。
Up next Next in our roster is Gyomei Himeima from Demon Slayer. Gyomei versus Muzan is one of the most devastating clashes in Demon Slayer. Muzan attacks like an untouchable god, but Gyomei shuts him down instantly. Even with Muzan unleashing everything he has, Gyomei tanks it like it's nothing. This wasn't a battle. It was the moment the Demon King learned to fear a human. Following that, we turn to Sentomaru from One Piece. Sentomaru versus Kizaru is one of the most surprising clashes in One Piece. Kizaru shows up with his usual calm confidence, certain no one can touch him, but Sentomaru blocks his attacks and sends him flying, forcing the Admiral to acknowledge his strength. This wasn't just resistance, it was a statement that even light can be stopped. Next in line is the Tiger of Kai, Shingen Takeda from Sengoku Basara. Shingen Takeda versus Ujimasa, and Fuma is one of the most explosive clashes in Sengoku Basara. Ujimasa commands from the shadows like an untouchable strategist, but Shingen smashes through that illusion instantly, swinging his warhammer with enough force to shake the entire battlefield. Fuma strikes with overwhelming speed, yet Shingen tanks every blow like it's nothing. This wasn't a duel, it was a declaration that the Tiger of Kai bows to no one.
わしに続け虎我が北条家にあだ世はまさに群雄割拠ならばなぜ攻めるのじゃなぜわしをいたわらぬ戦場にの栄光はこの程度では不作がよいわ伝説の忍び風魔小太郎の前に怒ったは物言わぬ傭兵のみか取らせぬぞ信玄お先祖様この氏政に力をせとく
Coming up now is the fearsome Thorkell from Vinland Saga. Thorkell versus Thorfinn is one of the most savage clashes in Vinland Saga. Thorkell charges in laughing, convinced Thorfinn is just a kid he can crush for fun. But Thorfinn's speed and precision cut through that arrogance instantly. This wasn't a scuffle. It was Thorkell realizing the kid he mocked was a killer built for war.
同郷は譲りだな。
何？
もっと聞きたい？だらな、もう少し俺を楽しませる。おかしいか。トルフィンは俺の認めた戦士だ。バカガキめ。手下に5人といないだろう。
ロンドンでは急所狙いで踏み込んで痛い目を見たのです。姑息な手を。あ
れ？
くそ。
足のバネで衝撃を殺した。
And Entering our list next is Taurus from Fairy Tail. Toro versus Vulcan during the Cow arc has to be one of the most entertaining beatdowns in Fairy Tail. Vulcan charges in roaring, flexing his strength, acting like he's the strongest thing in the forest. But Taurus is on a completely different level. With one massive swing of his axe, he sends Vulcan flying like a toy that wandered into the wrong fight. Now we shift our focus to Albedo from Overlord. Albedo versus Azuth is one brutal wake-up call in Overlord. Azuth shows up confident in his powered armor, thinking he can match a Guardian, but Albedo tanks his attacks like nothing and crushes his hopes with a single counter. He thought he stood a chance, until Albedo proved just how outclassed he really was.
Delay teleport. Life essence. 目的はあくまで情報収集だ。逃がすことは許さん。
そちらが何を狙っているかわからんのかしら。その武器の力知らあら、失敗したハグが向こうとバレてしまったら即死系魔法かしら。いないとでも何もろい。
何をほせ、他国に攻め入るお前、そもそもお前たちはおぞましき化け物だ。町や村を破壊。
このままってもらうとしましょうか。
Next to appear is Rory Mercury from Gate. Rory Mercury's clash with the soldiers is one of the most effortless humiliations in Gate. These guys march in with full armor, shouting orders like they actually stand a chance. But Rory, she walks through them with that eerie smile, slicing through their ranks like they're nothing. In seconds, the battlefield turns into a reminder that you don't challenge a demi-goddess unless you're ready to be erased. Following up, we have Juzo Kumiya from Jujutsu Kaisen. Gojo versus Juzo is one of the cleanest humiliations in Jujutsu Kaisen. Juzo walks in confident, thinking he can capture Satoru Gojo like it's just another mission. But Gojo doesn't even break a sweat. With overwhelming speed and casual flexing, he shuts Juzo down instantly. Juzo really thought he had the upper hand, only to realize he was standing in front of the strongest sorcerer alive, and he never even stood a chance.
いいじゃん。ボス騙しやがったな。学生の保護を優先。女をやらせろ。かすかかどうかは確かめろ。となると優先する。ラックラックラック。殺すぞ。
Rounding out this part of the list is Hawk from Lupin. Hawk versus Goemon has to be one of the most satisfying humblings in Lupin. Hawk shows up acting unstoppable, slicing through everything like nobody could ever touch him. But Goemon steps in on a whole different level. With one clean, perfect strike, he cuts through Hawk's arrogance and ends the fight instantly. Hawk really thought he was the apex predator, only to realize he was just another test for Goemon's legendary blade.
Goemon のやつがただ闇雲に修行して
いい肥料になれ。 恐れるのは己自身か。いい用心棒を持ったな。